Hello and welcome to our daily news. Following are the headlines.
Seminar 6 ways to boost economic cooperation with France. Mekong Delta expected to post a growth of 16% in tourism revenues. Vietnamese-Japanese volunteers participate in a forestation program. Thai Russia's marks 5th anniversary of coup.
Prime Minister Ttxvn received outgoing Chief Representative of the International Monetary Fund in Vietnam, Benedict Bingham, on September 19th.
Prime Minister Ttxvn received outgoing Chief Representative of the International Monetary Fund in Vietnam, Benedict Bingham, on September 19th in Hanoi. The government leader spoke highly of the IMF chief's efforts and the close relationship between IMF and the Vietnamese government. He said he hoped IMF would continue to coordinate with Vietnam to provide more practical and effective consultations. Prime Minister Dũng also asked the succeeding IMF Chief Representative in Vietnam, Saya Kala, to support Vietnam to host the IMF annual conference. Benedict Bingham said that during his term of office, he had received significant support from relevant Vietnamese ministries and branches. He said his successor would make positive contributions to IMF-Vietnam cooperation, especially in providing policy consultations for Vietnam amidst the impacts of financial crisis and recession.
A seminar was held in Paris on September 17th to further develop trade and industrial cooperation between Vietnamese and French businesses and localities.
As part of the Humanitarian Newspaper Festival 2011, the Vietnam-France Economic Seminar was initiated by the Communist Party of Vietnam and the French Communist Party. Participants at the seminar discussed effective measures to tap the two countries' potential and minimize the global economic crisis' adverse impacts on their economies, as well as bilateral economic, trade and investment cooperation. They agreed that France is now one of Vietnam's leading partners in Europe, but the Vietnam-France economic cooperation remains modest compared to the two countries' potential and demand. Two-way trade between Vietnam and France enjoyed an average annual growth of 13%, increasing from 709 million euros in 2000 to more than 2 billion euros in 2010. The figure is forecast to reach 2.4 billion euros in 2011, up 20% over last year.
The Mekong Delta is expected to post a growth of 16% in revenues between 2015 to 2020, according to a tourism development plan.
Under the plan for the period up to 2020, the region is set to attract 26% of foreign tourists to Vietnam. The Mekong Delta is a unique network of waterways. The 28,000 kilometers river system, along with vast paddy fields and luxuriant orchards, create a unique natural condition for both tourism and production. The river system provides a diversity of products that have developed into a fine indigenous cuisine. Floating markets are the most typical characteristic, reflecting the traditional culture of the Delta. The Mekong Delta is now calling on domestic and foreign organizations to invest in tourism development in the region. 13 Mekong Delta localities have recently introduced their tourism potentials and tourism projects needing investment at the Tourism Investment Promotion Conference, named 4 Countries, 1 Destinations in Ho Chi Minh City.
Moving to other news, a 100-strong farm ship delegation visited the central coastal province of Bình Thuận from September 16 to 18 to survey its tourist attractions and products.
The guests, including reporters and representatives of travel companies from Russia, Germany, France and the US, attended a seminar where they exchanged views with the local authorities on the environment, transport, administrative procedures and promotion to make Phan Thiết a resort paradise for visitors and investors. Ngô Minh Chính, director of the Provincial Department of Culture, Sports and Tourism, said the seminar was not only a chance for the province to introduce its tourism products and potentials, but also an opportunity for local businesses to show off their own products and services.
As many as 570 Vietnamese and Japanese volunteers participated in an afforestation program launched in the central province of Thừa Thiên Huế on September 18.
The program is jointly organized by the People's Committee of Thừa Thiên Huế Province and Japan's AEON Corporation. It is expected to grow 34 hectares of forest from 2010 to 2015 with a funding of over $71,000. Nguyễn Văn Cao, chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, said the program offers a chance for the two countries' young people to join cultural exchanges, improve awareness for forest protection and development, and share study experience.
A program named Night of Heart took place in Geneva last weekend to raise funds for Vietnamese children suffering from heart disease.
Speaking at the event, Vũ Bạch Nga, chairwoman of the charity Greenage, the host of the program, said since its inception in 2003, Greenage has supported heart surgeries for 100 poor children aged between 2 and 15 nationwide. Among the children who underwent operations, 96 were saved and are now in good health. Nga added that the organization has set a target of providing heart surgeries for 10 poor children each year. As many as 16,440 Vietnamese children are diagnosed with heart defects each year. Most of them come from poor families.
The two-day Vietnam Festival 2011 that took place at Yoyogi Park in Tokyo left deep impressions on international friends and Vietnamese community in the country.
At the closing ceremony on September the 18th, Japanese artist Kumiko joined Vietnamese art troupe in Vietnam's traditional dances and songs. The event became more hectic with bamboo pole dance of Vietnam, the Chidonburi game of Japan, and a show of Vietnamese traditional long dresses. As part of the festival, the organizing board launched a campaign to vote Hạ Long Bay as one of the world's natural wonders and raise funds to support Japanese disaster victims.
Thousands of red shirts gathered in Bangkok on September 18th to mark the 5th anniversary of the coup, which toppled the Prime Minister they support, Thaksin Shinawatra.
Police said the rally began at 3 p.m. and ran until midnight. Although it took place in peace, it has caused congestions in many main road routes in Bangkok. Around 1,300 police officers were deployed or on standby. This is the largest demonstration of the red shirts of the United Front for Democracy Against Dictatorship since the landslide victory of Pheu Thai Party in the election in July. That makes Thaksin's youngest sister, Yingluck Shinawatra, Thailand's first female prime minister. A powerful group of army deposed the ex-premier Thaksin Shinawatra in September 2006, causing him to live in exile abroad. The Red Shirts staged 2 months of mass demonstrations in central Bangkok in April and May last year that triggered a deadly military crackdown which left more than 90 people dead, mostly civilians.
And that's all for today. Thanks for joining us and see you tomorrow.